The 2019 MVP may soon be the 2020 MVP as well, but Giannis Antetokounmpo has bigger fish to fry in the bubble, namely taking the next step and reaching the NBA Finals. But it begins today with Game 1 of their first-round series against the Orlando Magic. Second game of the day, third meeting in a week between the Indiana Pacers and the Miami Heat. Jimmy Butler says the beef between himself and T.J. Warren is over, but these games have gotten saucy. They'll pick it up with Game 1 at 4 o'clock on Heat. On the docket tonight, the Rockets without Russell Westbrook in their lineup against former teammate Chris Paul and the clutch Oklahoma City Thunder as Houston once again tries to take the next step forward. Plus, one of the most anticipated 1/8 series ever. The Lakers have no time to shake their bubble funk with Damian Lillard and the Blazers in front of them starting tonight. Off Central Live, presented by the United States Marine Corps. Here we are, day 2 of the NBA playoffs. I'm Matt Weiner, joined by Quentin Richardson, Brendan Haywood. Guys, we had an unprecedented first day of the postseason in the bubble. Lots of interesting stuff. Q, what stood out for you?
For me, man, it was that Dallas and that Clippers series, man. I think it would have been a little bit more interesting if KP hadn't got ejected out of the game. But I expected Luka to be unbelievable how he was, and Kawhi and PG came through for their ball club.
Yeah, Clippers probably didn't even play their best basketball and still won relatively easily without Porzingis in the game late, as Luka Doncic goes for a playoff debut NBA record 42 points. He was amazing. And Brendan, for you, day 1, what was your takeaway?
Day 1, the story for me had to be that dynamic duel that we got early in the day when we talk about Jamal Murray versus Donovan Mitchell. Utah and Denver, they played a great series. Both these guards would not let their teams lose. We were seeing incredible shot making down the stretch. So I really love these young players putting their talents on display. And the biggest thing that really stood out for me was the pick and roll defense. Utah had a problem guarding the pick and roll with Gobert. Denver had a problem guarding the pick and roll with the Joker. At the end of the day, if you think you're going to make it far in the playoffs, both of these teams are going to have to figure out their pick and roll defense, because Jamal and Donovan, they both were able to take advantage in the mid pick and roll game and create fits.
Yeah, it's 65 points scored between those two guards just on pick and roll. And if you're not familiar with PPP, points per possession, those are huge numbers. Any NBA coach would love to have numbers like that, which leads to the larger theme for me, guys. It's that I didn't see any great defense over the course of an entire game from anybody yesterday.
Yeah, it's been a struggle. I mean, as far as defensively, I mean, you got your Rudy Goberts and Serge out there trying, and you got a few guards out there defensive minded, but overall team defense has been struggling a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's going to be hard to play defense, first of all, because of the way the game is. You know, it's a lot less physical. People are allowed to do whatever they want to with the pick and roll, so that creates spacing. We have stretch 4, stretch 5, so it's really hard to defend the mid pick and roll. And then the second aspect of that is there's no crowd there. It's almost like playing a practice. You know, a lot of guys play a little bit easier when they don't have those fans cheering against them, Q. It's a lot easier to play. It's a lot easier for us to practice against guys. And we had those guys, we called them 11 a.m. players, because they would show up for 11 a.m. 7 p.m. may be a little bit different. So a lot of guys are taking advantage of no fans and not as much pressure on them.
There is no D in bubble.